If you're over 60 and noticing cold hands and feet, occasional fatigue, or wondering how to support healthy circulation as you age, you're in the right place. Today I'm sharing 3 affordable kitchen ingredients that research suggests may support cardiovascular health when combined with a healthy lifestyle. These aren't miracle cures, but they're evidence-based additions to a comprehensive approach to circulation health. Let me be clear from the start. If you're experiencing symptoms like significant leg pain when walking, severe fatigue, chest discomfort, or dramatic changes in how you feel, those need medical evaluation. What I'm sharing today is for people looking to optimize their general health and support normal circulation as part of healthy aging. Always work with your healthcare provider, especially if you have existing conditions or take medications. Now, as we age, our cardiovascular system does change. Blood vessels naturally become less elastic over time. The production of nitric oxide, a molecule that helps blood vessels relax and widen, tends to decrease with age. These changes are normal parts of aging, but research shows that lifestyle factors, including nutrition, can influence how our cardiovascular system functions. Before we dive into the specific ingredients, let's talk about what actually affects circulation. Your cardiovascular health is influenced by many factors working together. Physical activity level, overall diet quality, hydration status, sleep patterns, stress management, and certain nutrients all play roles. There's no single food or supplement that overrides everything else, but certain ingredients show promise as part of a comprehensive approach. The 3 ingredients I'm sharing today have been studied for their potential cardiovascular benefits. Each works through different mechanisms, and when combined thoughtfully, they may complement each other. Let's explore what the research actually shows. The first ingredient might surprise you because it's often overlooked despite solid research backing. Beetroot is naturally rich in dietary nitrates, which your body can convert into nitric oxide. This is the same beneficial compound that helps blood vessels maintain their flexibility. Several studies have examined beetroot's effects on cardiovascular function. Research published in the journal Hypertension found that beetroot juice consumption was associated with modest blood pressure reductions in healthy adults. Another study in the Journal of Applied Physiology showed that dietary nitrates from beetroot improved exercise tolerance in older adults. What does this actually mean for you? Beetroot provides your body with raw materials it can use to support normal vascular function. As we age and natural nitric oxide production declines, getting dietary nitrates becomes more important. Here's what's realistic to expect. Beetroot isn't going to dramatically transform your health overnight, but consumed regularly as part of a healthy diet, it may contribute to maintaining healthy blood pressure and supporting normal circulation. Some people notice they feel slightly more energetic or that their exercise tolerance improves modestly after several weeks of consistent use. The most practical way to include beetroot is through beetroot powder. Why powder instead of fresh beets? Consistency and convenience. 1 teaspoon of quality beetroot powder provides a standardized amount of nitrates. Fresh beets vary in their nitrate content depending on growing conditions and freshness. For someone trying to gauge whether something is helping, consistency matters. You can mix beetroot powder into water, smoothies, or yogurt. The taste is earthy and slightly sweet. Starting with a half teaspoon and working up to a full teaspoon daily is a reasonable approach. Many people find mornings work well because they're establishing a routine. What about timing? While beetroot can be consumed anytime, some research suggests that taking it earlier in the day may be preferable simply because increased energy might interfere with sleep if taken late in the evening. But this varies by individual. If you're enjoying this information and finding it helpful, I'd appreciate if you'd like this video. It helps other seniors discover evidence-based health information, which is what I'm passionate about sharing. Now let's talk about the second ingredient, and this one has been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years, but modern research is helping us understand how it actually works. Ginger has been extensively studied for its bioactive compounds, particularly gingerols and chagalls. These compounds have demonstrated anti-inflammatory properties in research settings. Why does inflammation matter for circulation? Chronic low-grade inflammation is associated with various cardiovascular changes that occur with aging. It's not causing an immediate problem, but over time, inflammation can contribute to changes in blood vessel function. Managing inflammation through diet and lifestyle is one aspect of supporting long-term cardiovascular health. Ginger has also been studied for its effects on platelet function. Some research suggests that ginger's compounds may influence how platelets behave, though these effects are modest compared to pharmaceutical blood thinners. This is actually important to know because if you're taking prescribed blood-thinning medications, you should discuss ginger supplementation with your doctor to ensure there are no interactions. Research published in the Journal of Cardiovascular Pharmacology found that ginger extract showed potential for supporting healthy circulation in animal studies. Human studies have been more limited but suggest that regular ginger consumption as part of a healthy diet may contribute to maintaining normal cardiovascular function. What can you realistically expect from adding ginger to your routine? Over several weeks of consistent use, some people report feeling warmer, particularly in their extremities. This could reflect improved peripheral circulation, though it's hard to isolate the effect of ginger from other lifestyle factors. Some people notice reduced joint discomfort, which makes sense given ginger's anti-inflammatory properties, and some report modest improvements in overall energy, though this is subjective and varies significantly between individuals. The practical approach is to use ginger powder for consistency. A half teaspoon daily is a reasonable amount that falls within the range used in some research studies. You can add it to warm water, tea, smoothies, or even sprinkle it on food. Fresh ginger is also beneficial and can be used if you prefer, though measuring becomes less precise. Ginger generally has a favorable safety profile, but it can cause mild digestive upset in some people, especially at higher doses. Starting with a smaller amount and gradually increasing gives your system time to adjust. And again, if you're on blood-thinning medications or have upcoming surgery, discuss ginger supplementation with your healthcare provider. Now we're ready for the third ingredient, and this one brings everything together in an interesting way. Cayenne pepper contains capsaicin, the compound that gives peppers their heat. Capsaicin has been studied for various health effects, and some research suggests it may influence circulation. How does capsaicin potentially support circulation? Research indicates that capsaicin may stimulate the release of nitric oxide through a different pathway than dietary nitrates. This means that combining beetroot and cayenne could theoretically provide complementary mechanisms for supporting vascular function. Capsaicin has also been studied for its potential effects on blood vessel health and structure. A study in the journal Cell Metabolism found that dietary capsaicin activated certain receptors that may support cardiovascular function in mice. While animal studies don't always translate directly to humans, they help researchers understand potential mechanisms. Human research on capsaicin and circulation is more limited but suggests potential benefits when consumed regularly as part of a healthy diet. Here's what's important to understand about cayenne. A little goes a long way. We're talking about very small amounts, just enough to provide the beneficial compounds without making things uncomfortably spicy. We're not trying to create a painful experience. We're looking for therapeutic benefit. Start with 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne powder daily. That's genuinely a tiny amount. After a week, if you're tolerating it well, you can increase to 1/4 teaspoon. Beyond that, you're not likely to get additional benefits and you're just making things unnecessarily spicy. When you consume cayenne, you may feel a warming sensation. This is normal and reflects increased circulation. Some people describe it as a gentle warmth spreading through their body. This isn't dangerous. It's simply capsaicin doing its thing. However, if you have a sensitive stomach, gastroesophageal reflux, or certain digestive conditions, cayenne might not be appropriate for you. Always consider your individual situation. Drop a comment below and let me know. Have you tried any of these ingredients before for circulation support? What was your experience? I read every comment and your questions help me create content that addresses what you actually want to know about. Now here's where this gets practical. Rather than taking these 3 ingredients separately throughout the day, many people find it convenient to combine them into a single morning drink. This creates a routine that's easier to maintain consistently, and consistency is what matters for seeing any potential benefits. Here's a basic recipe that combines all 3 ingredients. In 8 to 10 ounces of room temperature water, add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder, half a teaspoon of ginger powder, and 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne powder. Mix thoroughly. The beetroot will give it a deep red color. You can add half a squeezed lemon for flavor and additional vitamin C. A small amount of honey can make the taste more palatable if needed. This combination creates an earthy, slightly spicy drink. It's not going to taste like a fruit smoothie, but most people find it tolerable, especially once they associate the taste with feeling better. Some people actually grow to enjoy it. When should you drink this? First thing in the morning, ideally 20 to 30 minutes before breakfast, allows for optimal absorption. Your stomach is empty, and these nutrients can be absorbed without competition from other foods. Plus, any energizing effects will support your day rather than potentially interfering with sleep. Now let me address the 3 biggest mistakes people make when trying to use food-based approaches for circulation support. Understanding these pitfalls helps you get better results. The first mistake is inconsistency. People try something for a few days, don't see dramatic changes, and give up. Here's the reality with nutrition-based approaches. Changes happen gradually. Your body needs time to respond. Blood vessels need time to adapt. Inflammation takes time to reduce. You're supporting physiological processes, not flipping a switch. Realistic expectations matter enormously. You might feel some immediate effects like warmth from cayenne or a slight energy lift, but meaningful changes in how you feel overall typically emerge over weeks, not days. Committing to at least 30 days, and ideally 90 days, gives your body adequate time to respond. The people who benefit most are those who view this as a sustainable lifestyle addition, not a short-term experiment. The second mistake is thinking these ingredients replace medical care or medications. They don't. If you have diagnosed cardiovascular conditions, high blood pressure, diabetes, or other health issues, you need appropriate medical management. These dietary additions can complement medical care, but they're not substitutes for it. Similarly, if you're taking medications, particularly blood thinners or blood pressure medications, you must discuss these ingredients with your doctor before starting. Ginger and cayenne can theoretically enhance the effects of blood-thinning medications. Beetroot might lower blood pressure, which could be problematic if you're already on blood pressure medication. These aren't reasons to avoid these ingredients, but they are reasons to have a conversation with your healthcare provider to ensure safe integration. The third mistake is neglecting all the other factors that influence circulation. These 3 ingredients are tools in a toolbox, but they're not the whole toolbox. Your circulation is profoundly affected by physical activity, overall diet quality, hydration, sleep, stress levels, and whether you smoke. You can drink this circulation-supporting beverage every single day, but if you're sedentary, eating a poor diet, chronically dehydrated, and stressed, you're undermining your results. The most successful approach combines these ingredients with lifestyle practices that support cardiovascular health. Regular physical activity, even just walking, is crucial. A diet rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and healthy fats provides comprehensive nutrition. Adequate hydration supports blood volume and flow. Quality sleep allows your cardiovascular system to recover and repair. Stress management prevents the chronic elevation of stress hormones that can affect circulation. Think of these 3 ingredients as amplifiers of a healthy lifestyle, not replacements for one. When you combine good nutrition with good habits, the results are synergistic. Each element supports the others. Let me give you a realistic timeline of what to potentially expect if you're using these ingredients consistently while also maintaining healthy lifestyle habits. This is based on common patterns people report, though individual results vary significantly. In the first week, you may notice the warming sensation from cayenne, especially in your hands and feet. Some people report feeling slightly more energetic, though this could partly be placebo effect or simply the result of establishing a healthy morning routine. Any benefits at this stage are subtle. By weeks 2 through 4, people sometimes report sustained improvements in energy levels. Afternoon energy crash may become less severe. If you had cold hands and feet, they may feel warmer more consistently. Some people notice they're sleeping slightly better. Joint discomfort may decrease if inflammation was a factor. From 30 to 60 days, the changes often become more noticeable. Many people report that activities requiring sustained energy, like longer walks or playing with grandchildren, feel easier. Mental clarity sometimes improves. Overall vitality may increase. If you're monitoring blood pressure, you might see modest improvements, though this should be discussed with your doctor. By 60 to 90 days of consistent use combined with healthy habits, you're likely experiencing whatever benefit these ingredients will provide for you personally. Some people report significant improvements in how they feel overall. Energy, mental clarity, exercise tolerance, and circulation-related symptoms all may show enhancement. Others experience more modest benefits, and some people don't notice dramatic changes, which is also perfectly normal. We all respond differently to dietary interventions. Here's what's important to understand. These ingredients are not magic. They're supporting normal physiological processes. They're providing nutrients and compounds that research suggests may benefit cardiovascular function. But they're working within the context of your overall health, genetics, lifestyle, and medical conditions. They can't overcome decades of neglect or reverse established disease on their own. That said, many people do find that incorporating these ingredients as part of a comprehensive approach to health makes a noticeable difference in how they feel. The combination of modest improvements across multiple areas, energy, circulation, inflammation, mental clarity, adds up to feeling significantly better overall. Let's talk about quality and sourcing because this matters for getting actual benefits. Not all powders are created equal. When shopping for beetroot powder, look for organic products without additives. The ingredients list should say just one thing: beetroot. Avoid products with added sugars, fillers, or unnecessary ingredients. The powder should be a deep red color and have an earthy smell. For ginger powder, again, organic is preferable. Pure ginger powder without additives is what you want. It should be pale yellow to tan in color and have a strong, spicy ginger aroma. If it smells weak or musty, it's old and has lost potency. Cayenne powder should be just ground cayenne peppers, nothing else. The heat level can vary between brands, so start conservatively and adjust based on your tolerance. Store all powders in airtight containers away from light and heat to maintain their potency. Now I want to address safety considerations comprehensively because your safety is my top priority. These are generally safe ingredients that humans have consumed for thousands of years. However, certain situations require caution or medical consultation. If you're taking blood-thinning medications like warfarin, clopidogrel, or aspirin therapy, talk to your doctor before adding ginger or cayenne to your diet in supplemental amounts. These ingredients may enhance anticoagulant effects.